will be transferred in the same court.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Ramo.
Yes, sir.
Defendant.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, I see. Mister?
Ian Tissot. Fortune brief for Travis K. Appearing for the defendant.
Good afternoon, Ewan. Confirm that we have served the respondent with the said application. Should be able to confirm that. Application brought pursuant to Article 49, 1F and G of the Constitution and dated the 16th of January this year. Who was arrested yesterday, that is the 15th of January. At his staff residence at Committee Maximum Prison, and was thereafter booked at Muthaiga Police Station. Affidavit of Police Constable Meshak Mutinda, who is an officer attached to DCI Headquarters, Serious Crimes Unit. He is one of the investigating officers in this matter, Your Honor. At paragraph number 4 of the affidavit, the investigating officer deposed that he is investigating a case of publication of false information against the respondent herein, and a further charge of inciting a mutiny a mutiny. You know, the reason the officer is seeking the custodial orders is to enable him subject the social media platforms to forensic investigations. That preliminary investigations have revealed that the respondent here in Jackson Kuria Kihara has been using the name Shakur the cop on his X account. Shakur the cop. Paragraph 6, Your Honor. To post information that is deemed to be insightful and false, that the investigating officer needs to have the said post subjected to forensic examination further to that, Your Honor, being that the said respondent is a prison warden, the investigating officer depends that he is trained in the use of various firearms, hence possesses the capacity to interfere with investigations. Further to that, Your Honor, the investigating officer needs to ensure that the social media platforms are secured so that the respondent does not gain access to them, as that may compromise the ongoing investigations. Officer further depends that the data and digital evidence needs to be comprehensively analyzed, and it was not possible to analyze the data and or digital evidence as the respondent was arrested yesterday. So now it is on this basis that we urge the court to allow the applicant analyze the data and digital evidence as requested, and this may take time. Owing to the fact that the posts are spread through his various social media platforms. I will rely entirely on the affidavit of Police Constable Meshak Mutinda.
But indeed, the accused was arrested yesterday. He informs me at 7:30 in the morning. I need to point it out to the court that he's been produced. He has been produced. At almost 1 p.m. today. For records purposes, Your Honor, I would also like to point out that he was not informed of the reasons for his arrest. He was not informed of his right to counsel. And all attempts at LSK and any lawyer reaching him have been frustrated until the accused appeared in court before you. Further, Your Honor, the respondent, that is Mr. Kuria, informs me that he has been at the ODPP parking lot in Ragati since 7 a.m. this morning. To the best of my knowledge, that is not a holding facility. Several attempts to try and reach my client today. Including calling one officer that I believed was the investigating officer. But I was not allowed to see my client. Your Honor, if I may turn to now the substance of the application. I would point out, my apologies for me. I would point out that paragraph 4 of the affidavit are not supported by a holding charge. I would also point out that at no particular point in the submissions have the applicants pointed out where they would need direct involvement direct involvement of the respondent in 1, granting access to his ex-posts, 2, a digital analysis of his telephone. Your Honor, if I may proceed, Your Honor. Relying on the case of Sudi Oscar Kipchumba versus Republic, that's Criminal Revision 208 of 2020, the court simplifies this 208 of 2020. The court simplifies this into a two-part test. One, the applicant should be, I will supply it to the court. Your Honor, granted, Your Honor, I would have supplied it, but I did not want to ask for more time to respond to the application. But I will supply it to the court. The court points out a two-part test. One, that the parties should be acting in good faith. As I have pointed out, Your Honor, the parties are not acting in good faith. And number two, this should have been the least restrictive option. Pointing to their own paragraph, Your Honor, they did arrest the respondent at Committee Maximum Prison, where he resides. As a member of the discipline force, he can report to them at any point they require. If I may invite my colleague to submit the second part in order, Your Honor.
I will not resubmit on issues my learned friend has already submitted on, but I will highlight several cases where I've had the privilege of representing accused persons who have worn the same shoes as the accused person standing before you today. I will begin of 2024. I appeared in court alongside senior counsel Martha Karua, counsel Eugene Wamalwa, counsel Hosea Manwa, and several others defending 23 protesters, including Senator Okia Omtata, regarding a similar application seeking custodial orders where, 1, a holding church was not produced, 2, the test that is required to hold an accused person was never met, and 3rd, the aspects and the nature or well-known person, or rather the accused person. My learned counsel, the last point is the nature of the accused person being a well-known person. In that matter, my lord, the application seeking custodial orders, which was highly publicized on 28th December 2024, was equally dismissed. And the accused persons were released on a cash bail of 1,000 shillings. To review the application before you, state councils have submitted that the accused person is trained in firearms, and further, he has the capability to interfere with the investigations. I wish to submit that securities officers who protect this country are trained by the government. More so, the accused person is still working as a security officer. He has never been discharged or fired from his duties. On that premise, he is not a flight risk. And lastly, Your Honor, and state that, according to the State Council's submissions, we should weigh the accused persons profile, public image to that of the former Attorney General Justin Muturi, who is the current Cabinet Secretary.
My colleague, as much as you can submit on any agenda, it should be relevant to the facts in issue.
I am coming to that, Counsel. I am coming to that. The accused person is being alleged to have made on social media. They're not very different from the public statements made by the current CS, Justin Bedan Muturi. By the State Council arguments, it also means that there should be a custodial application for the CS without a holding charge. And that's what's before you. No. To the case citation, which has already been submitted, which is the Oscar Sudi Kipchumba versus the Republic, which is a criminal revision 208 of 2020.
On the first point that my colleague raised, on the issue of was really informed the reason for arrest. In relation to
at the office, Your Honor, our central intake system that operates at DPP is that all the files are brought to the office for purposes of e-filing. Leading to an accused or a respondent then to be brought to court. It is a normal procedure. It is a normal procedure. And in the last phone conversation is that he was informed that his client is being produced before this court. Oh, sorry, Your Honor. Sorry. Your Honor, he admitted he's a trained law officer which clearly show as shown
right? And the miscellaneous application suffices, Your Honor. Your Honor, in conclusion, we pray that the application before you is merited and that you be granted the order sought, Your Honor.
You can see. Are you able to read? When I post. So I don't know whether you'll allow me to finish that particular witness. Then I will go back to my chamber and draft a ruling and come back and deliver. It is 2:15. How long will your witness take? Mm. So I don't know what time to give you. Do we say tentatively 4? Do we say 4?
Your Honor, what we're worried about is the issue of bail. Because we went canvas, we'll be able to handle bail then. Get it. Absolutely, the Honor can direct the registry to
I
remain
don't.
behind.
I don't
So that
understand.
if you grant, because Your Honor, we've only argued the application.
But if you can come much earlier. But as soon as it is ready, even earlier than 4, then if
Yes.
all of you will be here, I'll be able to deliver. Sasa, my people are very professional. They don't disappear before 5.
Yes. They've done that for us now.
Yes.